So we're learning Rav Tzaddok on Parshas Bo. Right? It says in the pasuk, that no dog barked against Klal Yisrael. Seems a little, on a simple level. We know, right? We know that the pastors give the dogs treifa. They state because they didn't bark. There's such a bechina that the mice of the dogs didn't bark. But we also know that it parallels higher in Yanim. It's not just that the dogs didn't bark this time. It's deeper things. There's that famous story of the treifa, right? There was a butcher who didn't. Yeah, you probably remember. There's a butcher who didn't. He had no qualified posting near him. This is the story. Who was it? One time, I think Rav Chaim. Could it be? He met this rabbi who was a neologue, I think, which is a kind of new age reform-ish thing in Hungary. And I don't know exactly what. I think it was Rav Chaim. What is it? Maybe I'm making a mistake. But I don't remember. But he met this neologic Rav, and he said, "You're a Rav, but speaking to you and learning, you have absolutely no idea of halachic psak. You don't know how to do halacha. I can tell. So what do you do? Like they were trying to make a kind of achdus where people were religious and not religious would worship in the same shul, and the kids it didn't work out so well as usual. It fell to pieces, and everyone went off of there. But at that point, that's what it was. She said, "What do you tell your religious congregants?" She said, "There's no problem. Whenever there's a question, I'm just stringent, I'm just strict. Like, no, it's pretty. Let me finish." She said, "It's like this story with the butcher." He said, "Well, there was a butcher who had a rabbi who lived far away. There was no other qualified posting anywhere closer, so he would schlep over once, twice a month whenever he had a question in halacha. Once, twice, 3 times a month, depending how much he was schlepping, depending on how many questions came up, whatever. It was a long ride, a couple hours ride, and he would show different questions. Maybe during the winter he came a little less frequently because he could save the stuff and then bring it in. It was more cold, and in the summer he had to go more often, whatever it was. So he would ride out, and suddenly the rabbi doesn't see him 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. He's like, "Wow, this guy, what's happening? I hope he's okay." And not showing up. And usually showing up, suddenly he doesn't show up. And then in the 5th month or whatever it is, after a long time, he comes with his questions as usual. He's like, "What happened to you?" He's like, "I don't know. I was telling someone that I have to schlep literally 2.5 hours each way to ask you questions, and there's just no one closer. I wish I knew this halacha, so I had some other way of working it out." And he's like, "Well, it says in the pasuk that the dogs didn't bark at Jewish people, right?" And Chazal said that's why it says the pasuk says you give the dogs the treifa in the field. So Mela, the thing that treif meats is what you need to do if you're not sure if it's treif or not. Put it before the dog. If it's it's treif. He doesn't eat it. Kosher. So he said. So the rabbi's like, "So what happened?" He's like, "That dog, I'm telling you, everything was treif to this thing. Everything was treif. Treif. I'm just the biggest machmar I've ever seen. I don't know. I can't live with the machmar like that. I'm like, this is a rabbi, my rabbi. It's not working for me. The two of us could die because this thing, everything it eats." Anyway, she said that's you like that. Another treif and shkoyach. Any dog could do that. Anybody could say it's always treif and shkoyach. But there's a deeper level. So Tzaddok reveals that one deeper level. Who's this dog? The dog is a malek. Bechinas a malek. So first of all, we'll have a malek in ourselves. And that's what Rav Nosson says. The Zohar says that when a person zoche, the Gemara says when a person zoche that they have the image of an Ari would come to take their korban. Not so zoche, so they have a dog. So the Indian there is the Zohar says that when you have a tefillah, which is broken korbanos, it's not so good. So there's stairs. The dog's is ripped to pieces. Kivyachol. It doesn't work well. You don't want these dogs, the makachikim, getting in the way of the tefillahs. So Nosson says when someone sees someone davening, it gets on your nerves, right? And you want to do something about it. So you speak to him after, or you stare this way, or you stare that way, because this person is channeling the dog. He's the bechina of this dog. Maybe we'd say some kind of aspect of modes coming out of him. You don't want to be that dog. Okay, you're right. The guy, why is it staring him? Because he doesn't have his chus. But you don't want to be the instrument that stares the other guy. You don't want to be the Caleb. I don't want to be that Caleb. I don't want to be the Misnah. I'll make his life miserable. What are you making someone's life miserable? What are you doing? Yeah. Ramchal says it's a beautiful new sefer. Beautiful sefer. Wow. Shorshe Mitzvah. Whoa. Unbelievable. We don't have the whole book. It's very short. I'm not sure how much is missing because it's really, he's a Ramchal. So what he does is he takes, it's just not normal. I can't believe someone's just doing this yourself. You'd be like, well, that's crazy. You know, Ramchal's, one of the big tenets of the Ramchal is that the Ramchal's shita is that what you need to do is you need to take things and boil them down to their most basic, essential component. And that's the cloud. This is it. Then you move on, this and this and this and this and this and this and this. Right? So he does it with mitzvahs. Which is pretty incredible. So he has the idea of right, Abba for another Jew, and Abba for a Ger, and Abba for this, and Abba for that. All these different things together, not putting someone down, and not taking someone down, not this idea. He's like this whole. One of the things he says there is that a person has to feel achdus with Klal Yisrael. It's like again we have a double mitzvah because it's doubly hard for it to bring him into it. It's hard. It's not so easy to make it part of it in the same way. It's like yeah, it's an incredible thing. Yeah. So you don't want to be that Caleb. You don't want to be the person who stares. That's the exact opposite of all of these mitzvahs, these beautiful. He's like, you're not supposed to embarrass someone when you give him tochacha. You're supposed to give tochacha. He says this is the same Yisod. He says in Shara Chala, whatever he's Shara one or the other, where he brings the idea of the tochacha of Moshe Rabbeinu. And Moshe Rabbeinu was merabes the tochacha in front because he broke the klippas. He's any person who gives tochacha properly, you're not addressing the person. You're not putting the guy down. You're not saying, hey, listen, talk to down. Come on. You're not talking to the person. You're breaking the klippas. You want to remove the negative forces holding him in and making it hard for him to. An incredible thing. And anyway, he brings all these. He's like, that's one. The one pillar of all these things is this idea that the Jewish people are all one and we're all. So it's very, very beautiful. I just read a few shtiklach, and I am just I cannot believe how he's got like hundreds and hundreds of mitzvahs. In these 60 club that we have, Lisa saying, I'll say all together, it's not normal. I don't know how many he has. At least 300, I think. At least 300 of the mitzvahs, and he just divides it up into 60 things, and maybe it's more 4 or 5. I'm not really sure. I don't know. I would like to sit there and figure out what he's missing and try to work out. I don't know. It's very fascinating. Very amazing sefer. Incredible sefer. Anyway, Ramchal is Ramchal. Ramchal is unbelievable. So he brings deeper things involved, very, very wondrous. So this is you don't want to be the Caleb. You don't want to be that element that blocks other people, that holds people back. It's the opposite of what Am Yisrael is about. Yep. So Rav Tzaddok explains. He says this is the bechin of a Amalek. That's Mekatrik. Amalek's Mekatrik. So what did Amalek do? Amalek cut off the milos of the Jewish people. So they are against the inyan of bris milah. That's their thing. Kikin bris especially, they are diametrically opposed to the bechin of bris. They don't like this thing. And that's what their kitrig is. See, these are over the Razor. These are over the Razor. What's the difference them and them? What does it matter? What does it matter? Why are you stating the Jewish firstborn and not the Egyptian? What's the difference? So they didn't do Priya. So Priya doesn't reveal the Yud. There's something missing. Something missing. So what's the difference? Right? So they say. So the Maisa, the Kedusha, that's what the Zohar says. The Bechor Yisrael, it didn't die, was because they had Miladon, like the Zohar says. Well, Pasach Hashem al HaPesach. What Pesach did Hashem jump over Kivyachol? The Pesach HaGuf, which is the Milah. Yosh Pesach HaOil. This Bechin of Milah, that's what enabled the Jewish Bechoros to live. As long as they hadn't do Priya, so it wasn't. So Amalek could have done something to them. Why were they saved? Because the Yud wasn't revealed. Hashem Yisrael did not let them accuse, shut them up. So what's the end of the pasuk? What about behema? From man to behema. If he's talking about a dog, so the dogs didn't bark, not to the animals, not to the people. What is a mother's kitzur going to be? About the animals. Right? So Tzaddok, he answers very beautifully, as always. He said, because, good, okay, the Jewish people, let's say they don't have any real merit, but at least, okay, there's the Pesach HaGuf, what do you want to call this Bechina, the big mafteach to all avoda, this Bechina of connection, they had it worked out more or less, at least on some level, right? Why are you saving the behemoths? They're not worthy. He said, no, even the behemoths, even the rechush of the Jewish people is also as a kedusha, because they are going to stand on Sinai, it's going to remove the filth they got from Chetam Mechava. Mela, now there's already a kedusha that's chal on us. That's how he explains this beautifully. Because it says, "Yamechum tzadikim," we have the bechina of the Mila. We're all bechina tzadikim, and every Jewish person, every good thing. I was speaking to someone the other day, and he was like, "Well, I know this door, it's so hard, and it's true, but every good thing," I told him, every good thing is worth a lot more, though. So it is very hard. We have to work very, very, very much, especially a lot, to connect to good places. The Beis Medrash is something totally different. Learning the Beis Medrash is a different matzav. And we'll have the best excuses. You have good couches at home, like, oh, I sit on my couch, and we're good. It doesn't work that way. You got to get out. You got to learn in a place that's Makom Torah, that a person he can do what he needs to do. So we have to do the very best we can to fight back. Every way you can. It used to be your house was a protected place. Today, every influence gets in the house. You have these special, anything goes in the house. So you have to be careful. You go out of the house, you're running. It's already having good Makom Torah. It's such a bechina. Usually a person had to walk or get to a base measure where they were learning something. Right now, you need to get to that base measure, right out, even maybe up the block. Just get out, sit down, turn off your phone or whatever it is, and get to learn. And learn story. It's such a nishmak when you're learning the Torah. You're learning Perkei Mishnah, you learn after more. You're like, more, another one. And then suddenly it's like you want to use every second. You want to use Mishnah, and that's the best way to answer. So make a chavrusa, make a seder, make a thing, that place that works for you, and just stick around there. Get there. Make sure you have a place. Make sure you're chazak. That's the main thing. Hashem shel bizocher. All the good things, all the ashpos, tovos. To realize every Jew, even when he owns it, all the kedusha, it's a totally different level. We do not understand. We do not get what it means to do Shambhala. And to realize we're all one. We're all in this together. Like the Yerushalmi says, everyone, we're all like one, part of one body, one matziv. We have to be zocher to really feel it and really understand.
Amen.